Good morning, everyone. This is a recorded online discussion for our lesson because we have to catch up for our missed sessions. So for today, we will be tackling out after the midterms, the topic Unit 3 under the training portion. So the topic would be the union representation and collective bargaining. For the introduction, union representation and collective bargaining are crucial elements of labor relations that allow workers to have a collective voice in the negotiation with the employers, helping to ensure fair wages, better worker conditions, and improved benefits. No, in the Philippines, here, this concept may be a significant role in the labor landscape, no? So as HR professionals, someday after the graduation, you as an HR personnel or HR officer is able to grasp, you have a idea on union representation and collective bargaining. So better listen to this topic because it might be that you will not be encountering training for union representation and collective bargaining handling in the industry setup, no? So union representation refers to the process by which workers join together to form a labor union, which then acts as a collective voice in dealing with employers. So in the practice here in the Philippines, both public and private institutions and business entities have a union representation. In the government, union representation is commonly known as rank and file, where the management and the small positions below the management are on a representation. So they will elect their president so that they will set in close monitoring coordination with the HR officer to negotiate what working conditions, improve benefits, and wages for the employees. So you as an HR will not be onto the management or the employee side. You are the bridge between the two. So you are to somehow be a funnel or a bridge where employees can impose and ask for better working condition, better benefits or additional benefits every year. No, so as the management also will give its bargaining agreement to the employees if and when the employees' requests are too big to be given to them. So those are those. So labor unions aim to protect the rights and interests of workers to the business and business to the workers, including negotiation, advocacies, and sometimes organized actions like strikes, no, is into the union representation. Sometimes the employees will have a strike or a group of individuals or profession will do some strike to what to ask for much better pay or rates, no, in their line of profession. So here in the Philippines, workers have the legal right to form and join unions as provided by the Labor Code of the Philippines. So as part of your oral recitation that would be graded, so this is a recorded one. So you may now comment on the link below this video link to what is the Labor Code of the Philippines. What are A or provisions on the Philippine Constitution, no, diba? So moving on for collective bargaining. Collective bargaining is the negotiation process between labor unions and employers to determine the terms and conditions of employment such as wages, benefits, working hours, and workspace rules. This negotiation occurs on a collective basis where the union represents the interests of its members, ensuring a more balanced power dynamic in negotiations. Which results to agreement is often called as a collective bargaining agreement. So we have CBA. So what is negotiated on the CBA for your collective bargaining agreement will have a CNA. So in the practice of government here in the Philippines, they have as a result of collective bargaining agreement na atay ginatawag nga CNA. So that is a bonus brought by the CBA. So we have collected negotiation allowance. That is the product of CBA. No? For examples in the Philippines, they took examples on the union representation and collective bargaining in the Philippines. So first is Trade Union Congress of the Philippines, most commonly known as TUCP. No, is one of the largest and biggest labor federations in the Philippines. It represents the various trade unions and workers organization and plays a significant role in negotiating with employers and the government for better labor unions. But these are abused by the capitalist or the ano sa man makakaliwang mga partido, di ba? So kaning TUCP commonly sila daw tig-udyok to have uh, wide ranges, ba? Wide, wild, di ba? Kanang strikes in the government, di ba? Second would be the Philippine Airlines labor dispute in 1998. The case involved a dispute between the Philippine Airlines or PAL and its employees who were represented by flight attendants and Stewards Association of the Philippines or FASAP, which is FASAP engaged into the collective bargaining with PAL to address issues such as wages, benefits, and working condition. The negotiation were often continuous, leading to strikes and legal actions. Eventually, a settlement was reached and improved the flight attendants' terms of employment because at such time, uh, 'di ba, as a matter of fact, without PAL wala tay Japan Airlines. So, kung wala na mugna ang PAL, wala pud si Japan Airlines, no? Because of the because of PAL, Japan decided to create their own airline in the format and legal basis for PAL, 'di ba? So, kuha na siya integration, 'di ba? The third one would be Manggagawa sa Komunikasyon ng Pilipinas or MKP and PLDT negotiation. So MKP, a union representing workers in the telecommunications industry, engaged in collective bargaining with the Philippine Long Distance Telephone Company. So if you can remember, a few years ago or decades ago, PLDT is the largest telecommunications company in the Philippines because siya may gadala sa kanang subcontinental lines, telephone lines kanang naa sa ilalom sa dagat, no? So kani si Globe, di man siya under PLDT. So it will take much more time to travel to send signals from the internet. So if you are a Globe TM user, ba, it will take from your phone to the tower, to the satellite, and satellite back again to the tower and to your cell phone. Whereas the PLDT has its own subcontinental lines underneath the seas where it has a faster distribution connection of internet and telecommunications line underneath. So because of the MKP and PLDT negotiation, a comprehensive collective bargaining agreement was made, no, years ago. So the negotiation revolved around salary increase, benefits, and other workplace issues. Through their collective bargaining efforts, the workers secured better compensation packages and improved working conditions back then. So I don't know if it has a updated rates karon, di ba? The fourth one would be the government employees negotiation. Even the government employees in the Philippines have the right to unionize and engage in collective bargaining. So as the public sector unions instance, the Alliance of Concerned Teachers, ACT, represents the public school teachers and engaged in negotiation to address teachers' welfare and education-related concerns. So ang pinaka one of the most known nga negotiation body sa government is ACT. So nowadays in different professions there are lots of collective bargaining agreement bodies na ba. Sa mga engineers they have their own, nurses, doctors, social workers. Sa ato commonly for teachers, di ba, daghan na kay na sila. So, fifth one would be manufacturing industry unions. So, these unions in the manufacturing sector, such as those representing by factory workers, have engaged a common collective bargaining to negotiate for fair wages, safe working conditions, and benefits like health insurance. This negotiation often involve discussion on profit sharing, working hours, and job security because the Philippines now is one of the blooming and booming manufacturing industry countries in Asia and even in the world, no? All of these examples, union representation and collective bargaining, have played a critical role in addressing workers' concern and improving their conditions. These processes empower workers to collectively advocate for their rights and negotiation with the employees or more level playing field, no? However, it's important to note that while these mechanisms are intended to balance power dynamics, disputes and challenges can still arise during negotiation because we are now into a critical level of economy. Yeah. As of my last knowledge, no, way back September 2021, there isn't an act to an exact number of unions in the Philippines readily available because the number of unions can change over time due to the new formations, mergers, and other factors. With the Philippines has a significant number of labor unions representing various industries and sectors because dili gid siya fix ang number of unions because some of the politicians and uh, individualities have been pushing some industries to create a union that is not merely true. So, some of the unions are just uh, to make wages for the professionals in the public, diba? Scene, no? So there are process of registering a union in the Philippines. Unions in the Philippines need to be legally registered to acquire official recognition and enjoy the rights and benefits provided under the law. So the registration process is overseen by the Department of Labor and Employment or DOLE through the Bureau of Labor Relations. So inana siya. If and when a government office or mainly sa government office, if you are not a member of a union or kanang rank and file association sa government, so you will not be receiving your CNA, no, 'di ba? Ay hara ka ma-member sa CBA once nga makahatag ka og yearly membership. Without your yearly membership, you cannot avail the CNA. So once you are a member of CBA, your union, your rank and file association, wherein sa diri sa USTP, they have their FASPA. And the FASPA will have to present their plan for the CBA committee. Hatag din na sa DOLE, and DOLE will approve the number of heads, then going to the DBM to fund the number of members sa union. Ayha din ang funding na dayon, diba? So, in the process of creating, registering the union, number one is the organizing committee. In this stage, a group of workers who wish to form a union forms an organizing committee. This committee is responsible for drafting the union's constitution and bylaws and gathering the signatures of employees interested in joining the union. The committee must consist of the 20% of the employees in bargaining unit. So, sa bargaining unit, that uh, consists of the bargain request of the employees, 'di ba? Second step would be constitution and bylaws of the union rank and file katong association, no? The organizing committee drafts the union's constitution and bylaws, which outlines the union's objectives, membership requirements, officers, decision-making process, and other operational details. Now, the third one would be petition for registration. Once the constitution and bylaws are prepared and the required number of signatures is gathered, an organizing committee files the petition to register with the BLR, no? Bureau of Labor Relations, ba? And to petition that should include the constitution bylaws and list of the union members and other required documents under the DOLE, ba? The fourth one would be the verification and evaluation of the union representative or the CBA, ba? Katong collective bargaining agreement nga body. The BLR review the petition and its accompanying documents to ensure that they will comply the legal requirements. This includes checking the constitution and bylaws for adherence to the labor laws and verifying authenticity of the signatures and membership list, di ba? So, ang ma-member gid sa ang makareceive ra sa ang ma-member sa CBA and makareceive sa CNA are those who are regular in the government. Dili pwede ang GO, dili pwede ang part-time, dili pwede ang COS. All are regular in nature, di ba? At default, no? It's important to note that the process can vary. It's advisable for those who are interested in forming union to consult the legal experts or organization experienced in labor matters to ensure the registration process is done correctly, no? Keep in mind that the labor laws and regulations have changed since the last update in September 2021. So it's recommended to offer the most recent Philippine labor laws sources or consult the legal professionals for the latest information of the union registration. As of the last knowledge update in September 2021, a collective bargaining agreement or CBAs in the Philippines are vital agreements between employers and the labor unions or the employee association that outlines the terms and conditions of employment for workers and its alike. This includes matters such as wages, benefits, working hours, grievance procedures, and other employment-related issues. No, here are some details of CBAs in the Philippines. In the government context, we have coverage, parties involved, negotiation process, contents of CBA, and registration. Not to mention the duration and the enforcement and compliance of the Union Representation Association. No? Please take note that the labor laws and regulations may have been since in the last update, and the details mentioned there might be subject to updates or modifications. For that the most accurate and up-to-date information about CBAs in the Philippine government context, it's recommended to refer to the latest labor laws and consult the legal professionals or relevant government agencies. So, most of the government agencies nga ma-assign ani is kanang nasa admin sa legal affairs so that they will be aligned to the updated rules and regulations together with the institution's budget officer and the accountant so that very comprehensive and informed CBA negotiation from the association which they belong can do the registration and verification of the requirements for CBA. So again, as future personnel managers, no, human resource professionals, it is very um uh it is very important that we are knowledgeable on the union representation and collective bargaining, so that we are professionals that brings unsa man, brings good news to the employees and as to the company, because union representation and collective bargaining benefits both employees and the companies or the entities involved, ba? So this is the first recorded online discussion that we will be having, and in the future topics we will also have to adapt so that the topics that are being um affected to the uncertain schedules that we are having now would be discussed properly. So don't forget to download the PDF before playing this particular recorded discussion. So we will see each other again for another class for personal management, a major for TCM program in USDP Hasaan. Thank you and God bless.